tuberculosis. Carolyn Gussoff talks to the experts.
Our top story tonight, the fire rages on in Seaford. Thousands of rail and car commuters have been forced to find alternative routes home. The trouble started this morning when a propane truck flipped over and exploded on the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway near Sunrise Highway. Traffic in the area has been diverted, and part of the Long Island Railroad's Babylon branch has been shut down because of the fire's closeness to a train trestle. Hundreds of homes in the area had to be evacuated because officials feared that the truck could blow up at any time. We have two reports now on this disaster, one from Ken Gremball, the other is from Rosemary Gomez. Ken has been following the story all day, and he's back now with the report. Ken?
Well, Melba, about 9:30 this morning, a truck loaded with propane gas tanks was headed south on the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway. Now, the driver detected a problem with the axle, and he pulled over to the side, and as he did, it tipped over and immediately burst into flames. Now, the driver and his helper came within moments of death. 85% of the truck was filled with propane gas tanks. The drivers miraculously escaped with minor injuries, and the expressway was closed in both directions from the Southern State Parkway to the end. There was a feeling of tension in the air because no one knew what was going to happen next.
We have about 2,500 gallons of propane gas on the truck. It's actively burning, and for right now, we can't foresee when it'll be burned out. We've evacuated initially an area of 1,000 feet from the source of the fire, and we've expanding that now to a quarter of a mile.
The propane truck belongs to the Conservative Gas Company of Wyandanch. An employee says it looks like the one on your screen. Traffic in the area was snarled, and the problem, how to get from one point to another.
Take the right on Wandsworth, that'll take you right down to Hempstead Turnpike.
Scores of firefighters from at least 6 departments swarmed into the scene to lend a helping hand. Tension grew as the temperature outside rose, and the firefighters grew wary as they fought the stubborn blaze.
Go rescue truck to rescue truck, all departments, and have them move south.
Nassau County fire marshals acted as advisors to the fire companies fighting the fire, and officials from Conservative Gas Company tried to manually cap the tanks. The word came out blevy, which is a fireman's term, which means let the tanks cool and keep water pouring on it and let the fire burn itself out. A mechanical pump was put in place to play water on the flames, and all fire apparatus was ordered to stay away from the area for fear of safety.
If they can't shut that down, we have no idea how long it'll burn.
Now, a propane explosion is a dangerous one, and we were told it could result in a huge fireball that will move along with the direction of the wind. And, of course, the advice is to pay attention to the police and directions in the area. Scott.
All right, thanks, Ken. Rosemary Gomez is standing by now at the scene of the blaze with more on the story for us. Rosemary.
Well, Scott, police still have a potentially explosive situation on their hands. As you can see, the trestle behind me is where the truck is still on fire. There's been one minor explosion already. Police are trying to prevent another one from happening. They've evacuated a half-a-mile area around this roadway, and earlier in the day, we were at some of those evacuation sites.
The combination of gas and flames from the overturned tanker was so dangerous that even firefighters stationed at a nearby overpass had to evacuate the area.
Fire marshal, you're saying we do have people and you want them evacuated, is that it? That's affirmative. There should be nobody down there by the trucks or on the other side of the bridge.
Fire seemed to be intensifying, and a decision was made to evacuate our troops.
But firefighters weren't the only ones to evacuate for fear of a possible explosion. Police say residents of local areas were told to evacuate because of the danger of a possible gas explosion. They were told to keep posted on the situation through their local radio stations. Police estimate that nearly 1,000 residents had to leave their homes because of the situation.
We went with some neighbors to a diner to have coffee, and we stayed around an hour. We came back, and I saw it wasn't over. I went food shopping. I took the dog, and now I see that it's not over yet.
Many local merchants that bordered the roadway had to close up shop. They said staying open was too much of a risky business.
We sent our employees home. Obviously, the day financially is shot, and we're in the process of locking up the building to secure it. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see, like the police and the firemen, and see what happens.
But residents and business people weren't the only ones to get the runaround. Drivers trying to get onto the Seaford Oyster Bay were forced to make U-turns at the entrance to the expressway.
Come on now. Now watch out.
We're having everyone make a U-turn and travel west. And we have several intersections where they can either go north or south and then work their way back and go east, either on Merrick Road or east on Jerusalem Avenue, which will take them back on the other side of the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway.
Well, rush hour should be an experience to remember for a lot of people. Evacuation sites have been set up at local high schools and churches. You can check your local fire department for more information. Police say at this rate, the situation could go on for days. Reporting from the Seaford Oyster Bay Expressway, I'm Rosemary Gomez. Now it's back to you both in the studio.
Thanks very much, Rosemary. Here is how the Long Island Railroad has altered its evening rush hour schedule because of the propane fire. There is no train service between Freeport and Babylon. Commuters going to Merrick, Belmore, Wonton, Seaford should take trains to Freeport for bus service to their home station. Commuters heading to Massapequa and Massapequa Park should take trains to Hicksville for bus service. Commuters on their way to Amityville and Copeg should take trains to Farmingdale for bus service. And commuters with a Lindenhurst and Babylon destination should take trains to Deer Park. Now, if you need more information from the Long Island Railroad, you can call their special hotline number. There you see it on the screen, 422-4040. Once again, 422-4040. Other news tonight, police are looking for the driver of one of two vehicles that struck and killed